Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Robin here on Gaming with Chips, coming at you with yet another Red Dead Redemption 2 tips tutorial, whatever you want to call it. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the wanted level and how the wanted system works in Red Dead Redemption 2, and also I'm going to share my best tips and tricks how to possibly avoid getting wanted in the game as well. And if you're interested in more tips, tutorials, you want to subscribe and don't forget to tap the notification bell so that you don't miss out on future videos. And yeah, with that said, let's get started. So here's the deal: whenever you commit a crime, a chain of events will begin with many possible branching paths depending on how you decide to behave. Now, as a general rule, encounters with the law are extremely lethal and may very well lead you to become completely overwhelmed in just a few minutes if you opt to resist. What's worse is that each of your additional crimes, let's say you've been robbing a few trains, you've been killing a few lawmen, for example, everything you do will be added to the bounty placed on your head. This can soon become very costly, making it preferable to flee in practically in all situations rather than staying and fighting it out with the lawmen. Even as awesome as it sounds, I gotta admit, the way bounty works in Red Dead Redemption 2, it's not worth fighting the lawmen, as your bounty will basically increase to levels it's not even funny any longer. How high your bounty might get depends on how far you have progressed in the game. For example, if you're still at chapter 2 story-wise, your bounty cannot be higher than $300. In chapter 3, that will be increased to $500, and towards the end of this chapter, without spoiling anything, the bounty limit will be increased to a whopping $1,500 to clear your name. Now, with that said, how does the wanted system work? First off, you start off as unknown to the law forces. Either of the three things here will happen. 1. A nearby character witnesses the scene and investigates. You get wanted. Number 2, if you're not seen, then you won't get wanted. Tips here is to always wear a mask or a bandana in every situation upon making a crime. And number 3, if there's no witnesses, the crime will remain unknown to the law forces as well, and you're gonna be good to go. But let's say you have characters, witnesses your crime. Best way is to actually run up on the witness and prevent them from reporting the crime by using either violence or threats. By doing so, you will avoid getting a bounty or a penalty. And so that are the best tips and tricks if you want to avoid getting caught in Red Dead Redemption 2. And in the case you want to avoid having to pay a bounty to clear your name, you can actually also let the law force take you in to serve some prison time, but that only works for minor crimes, so keep that in mind, guys. Now, how do you get rid of the wanted level as quickly as possible in Red Dead Redemption 2? Now, if you're in the phase of being wanted, there are a few things I like to recommend. First off, you want to keep track of what's going on the compass on your lower left side at all times while you're trying to get away from the law. If you're seeing anything red coming from the sides of the compass, make sure you're running in the opposite direction of the red markings. Also, something I like to recommend is to extend your compass to make it a little bit bigger. It definitely helps out when trying to flee the law. To extend and make it bigger, hold down on your D-pad and press X if you're sitting on the Xbox, and down arrow button and square if you're on the PS4. That will extend your compass, make it bigger, and help you get a better sense of the surroundings, which will dramatically increases your chances of not resetting the wanted loop once you get to a safer distance from the law. A few tips here to get away as fast as possible in Red Dead 2. As soon as you get wanted, it will pop up a text saying wanted in your right side upper corner. This text will start being filled with red, but as you start escaping and drifting away from the law and they start losing track of you, the text will eventually start graying out. When it's fully gray, they will stop chasing you. Now, there's a few tips here that will help you along the way even faster. Generally, it's better to run on roads than out in the wilderness, because the way Red Dead Redemption 2 works, your horse will always be faster on roads, and by using them as much as possible as you're trying to get away from the law, you will escape from them even faster. And number 2, keep running till the wanted text in the upper right side corner is completely grayed out. If you stop as soon as you're not seeing any red activities on the compass, many times the law somehow finds you and the wanted level fills up with red again, and you have to restart the process all over again. Number 3, this is pretty obvious, but don't shoot back if you happen to kill any lawmans in the process. There's a great risk of getting reinforcements, and if you persist at this stage, the bounty on your head will increase and the force sent to deal with you will become even more brutal. So try and avoid getting back at any lawman at any point, because if you ever wanna be whitelisted in the game, you want that bounty to be as low as possible if you don't wanna pay up tons of money to get your name cleared. Now, I am covering the wanted system in much greater details in other videos on the channel, but this is generally how to get rid of the laws as fast as possible. And guys, that's basically conclude this video. In the meantime, there's plenty of guide tutorials to find on the channel already. Let me know what you think about the game so far. Hopefully this will help you out a bit. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, have an awesome day, alright? Bye!